Hey, what's up you guys? It's Boomoo here again, just to promise you the video that I was going to present B2B, business to business. What about their goals are, the mindset, and where you guys want to direct them when it comes to B2B. Now, to go to the video, very straightforward, is that you guys have to set a very strong frame. What a frame basically means is you basically have to take into a scenario what they can expect from this call. Now you can do that in the very beginning, or you can do that as you build some rapport, then go on. I know some people, what they like to do is, hey, how's 2020 treating you? That's going on during this time. If you guys happen to watch the video in 2020 or a year later, you guys want to just basically talk about some like small talk where you guys can get the conversation opening up, where you're from, what brought you to this call, exactly are you looking for, or like myself, I like to just set the agenda very quick and just let them know what they can expect in the call. Because when it comes to B2B, the one thing you guys have to understand is that they're all about straight going to the business, which means you have to be very straightforward and answer their questions, right? So you can't delude to redirecting or asking questions saying, so what would that do for you? What do you believe that can help you on, right? Because end of the day, when it comes to B2C, like I said, it's about breakthrough, mindset breakthrough, right? When it comes to B2B, it's all about what can you do for them with their product and services that you have in place. If you are talking to a business owner, most likely what they want is to generate more revenue, more profit, more ROI when it comes to their business in general, okay? So the thing is, you got to know your product like down to the T. Product knowledge is going to help you so much time and so much effort on how to conversate and how to go back and forth with a business owner. Because at the end of the day, it's all about negotiation, right? The most important thing, like I said in the very beginning, is you have to set a very strong frame, and you might have to set like 3 or 4 frames, multiple in a row, right? So an example of a frame that I will set, right, it will be most likely something like this. Hey, John. So I'm going to make this call very brief and give you an understanding of where this is going to go, just so nothing is hidden, or just so you understand how this process works. I'm going to ask you some general questions on what your current position in your business is, what you're looking for. At the same time, I'm going to share you how the business model works, how it can potentially help you. And if I feel you're qualified, I'm going to present the offer to you, or tell them how the sales process works, taken to a webinar or whatever that is. People within a community want to belong in a certain area, want to belong in a niche where it's only just them, high level people, right? So if you guys can just share that mindset, knowing your product knowledge, or working on creativity and how you can express that is very important. So a thing that you have that I mentioned is, you know what, John, about 10% of our customers create 90% of our headaches when it comes to our business. So we want to look for quality business people, just like you guys are looking for a quality business yourself. Does that make sense? So what brought you in this call today, and how can we help you? Now, you got to be very careful on the questions that you ask, because they're all business mindset people, or very straightforward people, right? So if you don't give the answers that they're asking for, if you don't know your product knowledge very well, it's going to take you in a very dangerous scenario where they're no longer be interested, hang up on you, or say this conversation is over. It's all about how you can control and take control. Now, if you guys like videos like this, if you're first time, give it a like, subscribe. I'll share more videos just like this, on and on. You can also look at the previous video on episode 1. Now, the thing you guys have to understand is they already have a breakthrough, right? They already know how to make $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 to $1 million. There's a reason why they're there. Some people might say, hey, I have a business. I'm heading to retirement, that I don't feel like I can physically keep on going with the business, especially they work on a labor job or construction business. Or if it's in 2020, most likely what business owners want to do is actually head to e-commerce online, right? So you have to tell them, hey, okay, what took you so long to head to e-commerce? What is your reason why you want to head to e-commerce or in the online space, compared to what you've been currently doing right now, which is the face-to-face interaction? These business owners are very future paced, which means they know the results that they want. So one of the questions they're going to ask you is, how soon can I see an ROI, right? Or what if I lose all my money? Do you guys have warranties, right? So you have to have a very strong and focused on your frame and just deliver that with certainty and confidence, because they're going to read you, right? The body language, the voice projection, and how you present yourself has to be strong and firm. Let's just say you don't have any warranties or guarantees when it comes to an investment opportunity on your business. So one of the things you can say is, hey, John, that's a really, really great question on how soon you can see the ROI. Or the thing is, if you live life as long as I have, whatever you put into what you get out of it, right? We ask for a minimum 2 hours a week or whatever the hours that you guys require recommendation, right? But I'm a type of person that doesn't recommend minimum or below average efforts or below average standards, right? If you want to live an above average life, what do you think you have to put into? Just like a relationship or just you put into any work or job or business. What do you think you have to do? They're going to answer, and obviously it just puts you in a position, okay, put yourself in my shoes. If you understand the business model and if you understand where I'm coming from, and if you've been in that situation, you should know better about the answer yourself, right? So that's the way you can put a direction. Like when it comes to employees, you always have a set of hours. Every year you have a set of salary, right? When it comes to business, it's all about performance. It's all about how did you execute properly, and that's how you get paid, right? Let's just say if you're talking to a specific person, you want to understand what their job position is or what kind of business they're operating, right? So if you have someone that's very generic, like a real estate investor, and they say, how can you predict that this business is going to do well or so confident, even though you guys don't have offer any guarantees or warranties to it? Well, John, since you're a real estate investor, you know certain things on what properties you should invest and not invest, correct? Let's just say you're looking for rental property. You want to make sure it's in a good region or in an area, right, where there's a decent amount of people that want to live there, correct? Now, you don't want to buy a property that is super expensive that the tenants can't even pay at all, right? You want to make sure it's a safe area. You want to make sure it's a proper zip code that people are attracted to. You probably want to make sure that it's a certain amount of bedroom size if you're looking for a family or just simply college kids, right? So you're going to do some studies, or you're going to look at certain things, criterias, in order to meet what your standard is as a real estate investor, correct? So we know those criteria, we know the requirements that you need to know in order to make a legit profitable business if you're supposed to be looking at this. Does that make sense? When it comes to B2B, you have to show the finesse and the knowledge that you have in variety of markets and networks that has available. Because ultimately, when it comes to business sales, what they're really buying into is the systems and network that you have in place for these business owners that they don't have available, right? So if you're in construction, most likely where you're connected is the people-to-people interaction, the business in a local market. If you're more like an e-commerce or worldwide business that using the internet, they want to know on how they can execute it. Supposedly, if they're heading to retirement where their body's getting old or getting older, where they want more freedom or more flexibility when it comes to a business opportunity. And you want to share that knowledge and how you can give it to them as well and paint that picture. Because ultimately, they don't have to retire, because ultimately all they can do is just save and just live comfortably and spend money modestly. But when it comes to business owners, it's all about greed versus need, right? They already have the mindset. Their mindset is spend money, generate more cash, spend more money. You have to meet their needs. You have to help them get there. And all you have to do is make sure you paint the picture on how they can get more dollar signs. Or if they're someone who's more emotional or more expressive, then just show them like how it can emotionally feel their needs or help them give that certainty and confidence to their life. So when you take it to the sales process, as you can see, this seems pretty simple, but the frame has to be very, very strong as you go. So when it comes to business people, they know you're trying to close them, right? So you want to set the expectation where, hey, John, right now this first call is all about qualification, making sure that you are a good fit to our program. I'm gonna explain and break down how it works. And on the second day, 2 days from now, 3 days from now, or a month from now, wherever they're available time-wise, that's when we're gonna reprocess. You're gonna ask me any questions that you have that need some clarification. Then I want you to decide or simple yes or no. Now, the good thing about business owners, they are very, very decisive people. They're all about execution and actually making it happen. There's a reason why they're the reason why they're business owners and being able to be in that position, supposedly if they're making over 10K a month and or better. Business owners make decisive decisions and execute what they know best for them. And that's why you have to be very, very strong when product knowledge and give very strong, straightforward frames all the time, and being consistent with your tone and consistent with your body language and able to deliver that. So they have the certainty and confidence. It doesn't have to be the perfect product. No product is going to be perfect. They know it very well themselves. But if you can make them feel that it's a good product, if you can make them feel that emotionally that it is a perfect product in their thoughts, it's not about what you say, it's about how you made them feel through the process of this sales cycle, right? Jordan Belfort talks about the straight line process all the time. If you guys can execute that, put that set mindset, it'll help you a lot. Subscribe on my channel. You can also subscribe on my Instagram, guys, so you guys can have more quality content like this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.